What's up, guys? Welcome to the second episode of Max's Sports Show. I'm here with two of my friends from Binghamton. I'll let them introduce themselves. Ben, you can go first.
Hi, I'm Ben. I go to Binghamton. I'm from New York City. Yeah, that's about it.
And I'm Guy. I'm from Pleasantville, which is in Westchester. And yep, I'm ready to hear us talk some sports.
Talk some
They
sports.
both go to Binghamton, and they're both very excited for sports. Now,
hmm
first, I'm just going to share my picks. This is also on my sports blog, so anyone that hasn't seen this before, you know where to find it. First, we're going to go over the Broncos and Falcons game. Guy, I'd like you to start. Who do you think will win and why?
Well, the Falcons have been playing really well since they fired Dan Quinn. They weren't even playing that bad to begin with the whole year. They were blowing really, really winnable games for them. Really, the Falcons should probably be like 4-2 right now, 4-3 right now. But, I'm thinking ever since they're coming back, Matt Ryan's been on his game. Julio's been on his game. The defense isn't as faulty as it's been in the past, so I'm going Falcons.
Ben?
I mean, kind of hit the nail on the head. I was Falcons all the way. They're at -4. I'd pound that. The Broncos had a huge game last week, huge comeback. But the rookie quarterback against an improving team, or not, is Drew Lock a rookie? Technically, I don't fucking know. No.
No.
Second year. I don't think he's gonna pull it out this week. Got the Falcons taking it.
I didn't watch the Broncos Chargers game. I didn't really care that much. I'm also not going to watch the Raiders Chargers game because I don't really care that much. But the one thing I did take away from the game is the Broncos have a winner. And Drew Lock, he came back and he won the game 31-30. I still think Matt Ryan's more of a winner. Even though he lost 28-3 when he had the lead in the Super Bowl, he's still a winner.
Or you mean when they've blown 3 games this year when they had a 99% chance of winning?
That too.
Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough time for the
That
Falcons.
game against the Cowboys, man.
That
game against the fucking
all
Cowboys.
odds, I think Matt Ryan is a winner, and he has a better chance to win this game than Drew Lock. Okay, let's go on. This game, I was very anticipated. I didn't really care that much about the Falcons.
Me too.
I love the Seahawks Bills, and I chose the Seahawks. I'd like to hear your guys' take.
You want to go first, Ben, or should I?
You got it.
All right, so, I think I'm going to go for a switch here. I'm going with Buffalo. Seattle's defense is awful this year. It is one of the worst in the league. They're one of the only reasons why other teams are being kept in the game with the Seahawks right now. Russell Wilson has to do too much right now. The Bills' offense is pretty solid right now, and I'm saying the Bills' defense also has some holes in it, which is shocking for both these two teams because you both expect them to be better defensive teams. But I'm expecting a pretty nice, high-scoring game. Maybe we'll get another overtime game like the Cardinals won a couple weeks ago, but I'm hoping the Bills could pull this one out.
Yeah, I'm also predicting a very high scoring game. The right now the over under is at 55. I'd completely pound the over. I like the Seahawks in this. The Bills just haven't been as good defensively as they were last year. It's really disappointing because offensively, Josh Allen, the past few weeks has not been as good, but he's had like an incredible season overall. I think this against the Seahawks defense that's really not been good either. I think he's gonna tear him up, especially on the ground. But the Seahawks will eventually take it because Russell Wilson's a fucking baller. And yeah, got Metcalf and Lockett on the outside. I think against the Bills secondary are gonna go off.
I have to agree with you, Ben. The Seahawks are the better Bills. The Bills just want to be the Seahawks, but they're younger and they haven't gotten there yet. Also, to respond to you, Guy, the Jamal Adams is coming back this week, and if you saw him play for the Jets, he's
Yeah.
a
No, sure. I saw Jamal Adams play back. I was a big LSU fan.
and he's a defensive changer. When he is on the field, he's going to be the quarterback
He
spy
is a
for
game
Josh
changer.
Allen.
I get that. But I mean, it's still just the thing is that all in general, their whole defense is disorganized right now. It's not It's not the Legion of Boom. All right, maybe they're not as bad as the stats are showing them now without Jamal Adams. But I'm saying they're not a top half defense in the league right now. Nowhere near it. I think Buffalo's defense has way more potential with the personnel on that defense.
So one thing I've always learned is that defense wins championships.
Mm-hmm.
Offense wins games.
Exactly.
So today is just a game. And I think the better offense is going to win today.
Respectable.
Okay. Now we're going to go on to my lock of the week. As you see in the bottom, my lock of the week isn't only football because there hasn't been 11 games. But I'm pretty successful with my lock of the week. Last week I picked the Steelers plus 4.5, and I'm pretty sure they won. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, they won last week.
They beat the Ravens.
Wait, did they win by 4? I think they won by 4 exactly.
They were +4.
They were plus 4, so they could have lost by 3, and they still would have won.
What was the score last week?
Plus 4.5. I don't know what the score was.
No, yeah, it was 4. They lost by 4. They won by 4.
Won by 4.
So this week, my lock of the week is the Bears versus Titans. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this game before I start.
Sure.
Lock of the week for the Bears. I mean,
plus 6.5. I think Bears money line, but I might as well take the safe pick when I'm given 6.5 points.
I don't like the Bears. Matt Nagy is not an offensive genius. I don't know why people try to think he is. Right, the Bears' defense it's great, but it's slow at times during the year. If they don't put everything into winning the game, the Bears' defense, if they're not creating multiple takeaways, I find it really difficult for them to win. But I just really like the Titans. That play action game is the best in the league by far, and it's really hard to stop. I'm really hoping the Titans are going to pull this out. They'll probably pull it out by more than 6.5, if you ask me. Probably 2 touchdowns.
I think that in a game against the Bears with such a good defense, it's always going to be close. So that's why maybe the +6 would be good for the Bears. And honestly, I'm on the edge. I probably would take the Bears at +6, the spread, but I think the Titans will probably win the game because, Guy, I agree with you. The Bears just really, I can't see them creating so much on offense, and also at the same time being able to stop Derrick Henry. I just don't see it like that. I just don't see it happening enough for them to win this game. I think it'll be close. Both teams have good defenses, but yeah, I got Tennessee taking this.
Well, give me 1 second to gather my thoughts. Okay, so I think Derrick Henry could be very easily stopped. Especially by the Bears defense. They've shown that they can stop the run. And all the Titans do is either run or play action. And it's not the greatest offense. I said it to my dad last week. He's a Bengals fan. I saw the Bengals beat the Titans. The Bengals are not a good team right now, but Joe Burrow is a winner. And Nick Foles is a winner. It comes down to who's a bigger winner, and I don't see the Titans.
Foles the winner.
The Bears are a much better team than people give credit to. And the Titans can't win by only handing the ball off to Derrick Henry. It'll only take him so far. It's like only giving the ball to Giannis. Teams will find the way to stop him.
But when they try to find a way to stop him, you hit him with the play action. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but I just feel like the Bears will.
That's what they did to the Ravens last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, but the Ravens, we're going to get to them next. The Ravens have their own problems.
Yep, they do. So, should we get to that?
Wow.
Yes.
What a segue.
I picked the Ravens. I'm starting to regret it now, but I still think the Ravens are going to win. Lamar just can't win big-time games. I'll say it.
Oh, all right. Well, that's already a bold assumption to make. And I don't know if this is a big-time game, and it's a 1 o'clock game on a Sunday.
Okay,
not prime time.
Big-time game he's played, he's 0-2 in the playoffs. He's 0-2 against the Chiefs, so he's 0-4 in all his big-time games.
Those are not the only big games he played.
He's 0-5. You want to count the Steelers as a big-time game?
They beat the Steelers twice last year.
Okay, well, that's when they didn't have Big Ben.
All right, who else did they beat last year? They beat the Chiefs last year, too.
Not in the
regular season.
Okay.
In regular season.
he's not a winner because he can't win in the playoffs, and he can't like he's a good player, but once he has to drop back and pass, he's not that good of a quarterback. Like
Not yet.
he's a good running back.
Not yet. He will be. He's shown that he can be a very, very good quarterback. And he's shown
He
that.
can be a great quarterback. He could be a great running back, and now he also has a stud running back in the backfield in J.K. Dobbins. So I'm not too worried for them and create an offense.
They can create an offense. It's just not there yet. I definitely think they'll beat the Colts, and I definitely think they're going to make the playoffs. But when the games count, the Ravens aren't going to win.
We'll see.
So you got him against the Colts?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know what the spread is. Ben, I want to hear
What's the spread on that game?
The spread is
+3 Baltimore, something like that.
No. Colts are the favorites.
Colts are the favorites.
The Colts have just become the favorites at -1. I mean, like, it really could go, honestly, like, I think Vegas like kind of hit the nail on the head. I think I could see the Colts winning a very close game. The Colts defense has improved tremendously. And
Philip Rivers has been going off in the last couple of games too.
I think Philip Rivers will, honestly, I really think he'll just continue to improve with this offensive line. Jonathan Taylor, he had a good start. He's been like a little up and down, but I think he just needs to set his feet and really just start running the ball, catching passes out of the backfield. That's what he's best at. I think if the Colts do that, they could wear down the Ravens defense, eventually win this game. I love Lamar Jackson, but I love this Colts team even more.
I might have to change my pick and go with Colts. That was an amazing analysis, and I feel like Lamar Jackson in big games, he does not show up. And now that I think about this is going to be a big game, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if Lamar Jackson shows up. I'm not changing my pick because this is my pick, but the Ravens.
J.K. Dobbins is about to have a day on fantasy. Just saying.
J.K. Dobbins.
He might, but fantasy isn't real games.
I know it's not real, but
this is a huge matchup though. Definitely, like, don't want to undermine the importance of this game. Really big.
Let's see if Lamar can silence his critics, because I'm one of his critics right now. Okay, now let's move on to the Panthers-Chiefs. I think we all are in agreement on this one. Like, if you think the Panthers are going to win, I don't really know what's wrong with you. Like, the Chiefs are the greatest team right now.
And Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater, bro.
Christian McCaffrey.
And Mike Davis.
Christian McCaffrey coming back?
No, but Mike Davis is there.
Oh, but Mike Davis is there. Chiefs are at -10.
Mike Davis is a stud.
-10. I'm pounding Chiefs. Like, it's not really gonna be much of a fun. Maybe the Panthers will keep it close in like the first quarter and a half.
Quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs' defense still has lots of questions on it, though.
Yeah, but it's not the Panthers that are gonna expose that.
No, it's not. Panthers is not terrible this year, but it's not good enough to outscore the Chiefs.
It's not. I mean, the Raiders could do it, but they're not going to lose to the Panthers after they already lost to the Raiders. Like, Andy Reid is too good of a coach to go a whole week and lose to Teddy Bridgewater.
To lose to Teddy Bridgewater, you're correct.
Vikings
way too good of a coach for that.
Vikings. This is a very close divisional game, and I had to take the Lions because I'm not living up to the Vikings hype. All they did was run with Dalvin Cook, and the Lions are a much better run defense than the Packers this week.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that. I do think the Vikings will take it because they also have those guys on the they also have those guys on the wings, right? They have Jefferson, Thielen, difference makers. Kirk Cousins, sometimes he's balling, sometimes he freaking sucks.
I think Thielen's out though, isn't he? Isn't Thielen out?
Nope. No, if he is, then I have a big problem with my fantasy team.
I thought he was questionable this week. Is he coming in?
He should be in, yeah.
All right.
To my knowledge, I mean, I think the
Galladay's
Vikings
out
are.
though, isn't he?
Yep, Galladay's out. I don't think it's a huge difference for the Lions. They have
I think that's a
they have a
huge
lot of
difference.
options.
Galladay's like a top 15 receiver in the league right now.
You think? I mean, that's not the difference. I'm sorry, Kenny Galladay is not going to be the difference between them winning and losing this game. It's going to be defense, and the way they stop. If the Lions stop that get Dalvin Cook, then they have a good chance of winning. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna do it. I think the Vikings are gonna take this game.
I think if the Lions just stop the run, they win this game. Because Kirk Cousins may be a good passer, but in this week, he will not complete the big time passes. Last week, he didn't have to pass that much because Dalvin Cook was just running through the Packers. I want to see Kirk Cousins make a big time pass before I take.
He can make those passes. He's a pocket passer at heart.
But let's see if he can do it now.
I think so. I'm more worried to see what the Vikings secondary can do this game. I mean, they have it easy with them without having to cover Galladay, but they've proven that they can't cover anyone this year. So I'll be very interested to see what Stafford could do against them.
Who do you pick in this game?
If he's still managing to put up – if Marvin Jones is putting up numbers like a number one receiver, then you know that there's a problem with their defense.
Who do you like, the Lions or the Vikings?
I'm going to say the Vikings, but it's probably going to be like a 2-3 point game. It's going to be very close.
Yeah. I see it.
The next game is definitely going to be my favorite game to watch.
Ah, yes, Tank Division.
We got a couple Giants fans. I'm a Jets fan, but I still have the Giants this week. The performance they put on against the Buccaneers last week, if they put on half that performance, they're going to beat the football team by 100 points. But
the question is, do they want to?
The question is if they want to. Yeah.
If they want to do that, and I'm pretty sure they don't.
You don't think they do?
Well, I mean, the Redskins also, the football team let them last time. But honestly, the Redskins aren't that bad compared to the rest of the division. The football team.
You're allowed to call them whatever you want. I will call them the football team because that's their official name.
The football team.
I mean, yeah. Who you got, Guy?
I'm gonna say we're gonna take the Giants just because I have a feeling that the football team is really trying their hardest to blow their whole season. They really want Trevor. They really want Trevor way more than the Giants do, and I feel like they're gonna let them win this game.
It's not a matter of want, but I do think the Giants will win. The fact that they put up such a good performance last week against the Buccaneers, like Max said, like half that performance probably wins them this game. It's going to be low scoring, probably like a 20-17 type of game. The Giants will make. The Giants will.
Very good though. People sleep on it. It's like a top 5 scoring team in the league.
They do have a good defense, and that's why they're going to get 17 points. There'll probably be a defensive touchdown or two. But the Giants also have had a good defense recently. The Giants' defense has really improved against a bad team. I like the Giants, who are also a bad team, I must add, but I like them winning it.
So Washington loses, but that's my pick, but they win the ultimate race for Trevor.
I like Giants today, 31-7.
Wow. That's quite the scoreline.
The only time they score is going to be in the fourth quarter when no one cares.
Interesting.
Okay, let's go to the next game. I remember Ben was texting me all week about this game. Like, this is his favorite game. I'm going to let Ben, you're going to start with this game because I don't really care so much, but I choose to text.
This is the greatest game in the history of the NFL. The 1-6 Texans against the something Jaguars. Easily, the Texans are going to win this game so easily. It's not going to be close. They're at -7. They could be at -20, and I'd still pick them in this game. I think Deshaun Watson is just going to have a field day.
He also has been telling me about how he has Deshaun Watson on his fantasy team.
You picked up Deshaun Watson? Or have you always had him?
Yep, I've always had him.
That's a great.
Yeah,
Deshaun
I think
Watson's
it's
been
gonna be
playing
too
well
easy for
lately.
them. In a battle of two bad teams,
I don't
definitely
think
gonna be tough.
I don't think Deshaun Watson was ever the problem. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins was ever the problem. The problem was Bill O'Brien. Now that he's gone, the Texans are just going to be so much better.
It's gonna take
They
time to
haven't been
rebuild,
winning.
though.
They haven't been winning a lot of games, but they've improved tremendously.
They've improved, but they're not gonna. They have more than 1 year. They need to rebuild this whole franchise. There were just some massive mistakes Bill O'Brien made.
Also, J.J.
But
Watt
then-
coming back this week.
Is he?
Oh, I didn't know that actually. That's huge.
J.J. Watt is coming back this week.
Love to hear that.
Texans by 1 million.
Texans might be.
Okay, let's go to. Actually, I thought that was the least important game, but now I think this is the least important game. But the only reason
Raiders.
No, I
they are
disagree
a
with
much
you.
better team.
No,
I
I'm
disagree
thinking
with you. I
like.
think
Guy, you like the Chargers? Tell me why.
Mhm. I like Herbert, man. He makes those throws that other QBs are afraid to make. He can win you some games just on his arm.
Ben, can you please respond to that?
I think he can't, like, he's shown that he can do that. I like the Raiders in this game. I like the fact that they've been playing. Honestly, they've been playing pretty well. Like, albeit they collapsed last week in the second half. But their first half performance against the Broncos was really. Wait, was that was the Chargers, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers' first half performance against the Broncos was really good. But I think I like the Raiders. I like their defense. I don't like Derek Carr, but I like their offense as a whole against this Chargers defense.
I'm just saying, the Chargers have a better offense, a better defense, better whole team. Everything they have, they just don't have a good special teams. It's the same thing every year. The Chargers are always the best, one of the best overall teams, and their special teams just cost them the game. If they could blow it out where they won't need a field goal to win, then they'll be perfectly fine.
This is gonna be low. This is probably gonna be a low-scoring game.
I want everyone at home to see this because this is why I'm basing my Raiders pick. I'm not basing it off no statistics, but I want you all to see who the Raiders have beaten in the past. Because look, they are 4-2, or 4-3. I didn't even see 4-3.
Yeah, and the Chargers are what, 2-5? I mean, but they're 2-5 with like 3 one-score losses where they couldn't eat.
But look at the Raiders. They beat the Saints. They lost to the Bills. They beat the Chiefs. They lost to the Buccaneers. Like, they're 4-3. But their 3 losses are at the Patriots, versus the Bills, and versus the Buccaneers. Like, those are the 3 hardest teams right now, and they beat the Chiefs. Like, the Raiders are the real deal. Their record does not show.
But I mean, the Vikings beat the Packers, and the Vikings were 2-5. I mean, you can't just base it off of who you beat.
The Vikings did not beat the Packers. Dalvin Cook beat the Packers.
It doesn't matter. The Vikings beat the
Dalvin
Packers.
Cook, they would not have won that game. Alexander Madison could not have done anything.
And without Josh Jacobs, they wouldn't win any of these games. What do you want me to say?
Okay, well, I guess. You could say whatever you want, but the Raiders are going to win against the Chargers because they are the better team.
And Josh Jacobs will actually be I think Josh Jacobs will be a huge contributing factor, even though they both have.
Josh Jacobs is overrated as fuck.
Honestly, I understand that, but
just because he has 7 touchdowns does not make him a good running back.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
He has like 3.4 yards per carry. That's like bang average.
And honestly, speaking of bang average, that's what this game's gonna be. You know, there's
the next one.
It's gonna the Raiders Chargers. It's gonna be low scoring, not a whole lot going on.
I honestly like Raiders, Chargers, and Texans, Jaguars. I'm not gonna turn on. If Red Zone puts these on, I'm gonna turn off Red Zone. I do not care about these 2 games, but one game I do care about is this game because my dad is a Cowboys fan now. I don't know how or why, but the Steelers are gonna take this game, And I just think the Steelers are going to win every game because Mike Tomlin is the best coach in the NFL.
What? You did not just make that statement.
I don't
Yeah,
agree. I don't think that.
back it up. Ben,
Mike Tomlin
please
is by
let me
far
back
not
up
the best
statement.
coach in the NFL.
Please let me support the statement really quickly.
All right.
I could support it with 100 statistics, but every single year he finds a way to make the playoffs. Last year,
Last year.
he had Mason Rudolph as his quarterback, and he found a way to make the playoffs.
2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
2 years in a row they didn't make the playoffs. But all right.
I still think he always finds a way to just have a winning record. He is the coach of the year. The only reason you don't think he's the coach of the year is because he's black. Like,
Why they didn't make the playoffs 2 years ago and why they keep having problems. Every single year the Steelers have the same exact problem, and they're going to have this problem today. They'll probably win, but it won't be a blowout. Why? Because every year the Steelers play down to their competition, and it is a problem with Tomlin. It is not a problem with the current roster. Every year I see the same shit. The Steelers always drag out some of the easiest games possible. They're going to drag this one out. It's going to be a 4 or 5 point game against a very, very weakened Cowboys team. And it's just going to show us, are the Steelers really a Super Bowl contender?
Tomlin knows how to win, and he's the coach of the year. Either him or Cliff Kingsbury.
Maybe he's coach of the year probably, but I see, the Steelers will probably be like the Ravens last year. They'll probably be 14-2 and losing the first week.
That doesn't change the fact that he's the best coach in the NFL.
He's not the best coach in the NFL. Not even close is he the best coach in the NFL.
Who's better than him?
Honestly, I don't even think he's the best coach in his division. I like Harbaugh more.
Well, he can't win in the playoffs.
He has a Super Bowl ring too. They both have one Super Bowl ring. What do you expect?
I could sit here and have this debate all day.
Ben, back me up here. Tomlin is not the best coach in the NFL.
I wrote an article on my sports blog on why Mike Tomlin is the best coach in the NFL. If you want to reply to that, we can reply to that, and we can have a whole nother.
I will reply to it.
You guys should check that out.
Yeah, we'll have a whole nother debate on this. Like
We will.
right
Maybe
now,
that's next
we're
week's
gonna move on
topic.
To my lock, the
I'll
Cardinals
bring-
versus the Dolphins. I like the Cardinals. That's because I have Kyler Murray, I have DeAndre Hopkins, and I have Cardinals defense in fantasy. Please, someone tell me how the Dolphins are going to win this game, because they will not win this game.
I don't think the Dolphins are going to win. I just kind of want to see how Tua does.
It's Tua versus Kyler. Like, Kyler is the better quarterback than Tua.
Yeah, he is, and he's got better weapons.
At this point, yeah. We didn't see enough of Tua last week for me to fully be invested in the Dolphins getting an upset here. So
Dolphins past few
I'll
games.
say the Cardinals, but yeah, I was gonna say the Dolphins defense has been pretty good. I think the Cardinals are at -6. That's honestly a little iffy. It might be a one possession game. I do think the Cardinals pull it out. But people were sleeping. I was sleeping on the Dolphins. They've been pretty good. Let's see how Tua does.
A couple weeks ago, my lock of the week was actually Cardinals plus 4.5 when they played the Seahawks and went to overtime.
Wow.
That was a good pick.
Damn, really? That's fire.
I have 100 witnesses. Everyone was on the Cardinals plus 4.5, and everyone should be on the Cardinals money line, spread, whatever. Today, I like the Cardinals. I like the Bears plus 6.5. And most importantly, I like the Buccaneers. This is their game to break out and show everyone. Like, I thought they've been showing everyone all the time. But now they're really going to show everyone that they can beat the Saints and they can compete against the greatest teams in the league. Does anyone say Guy?
Saints Bucks. This game. I mean, I honestly really don't know what to think about the Saints. I mean, I want to think that they're good and that they're going to be a contender again this year, but they really just don't look that good for a 5-2 team. Every game they have to claw out. They're playing down to their competition. Drew Brees does not look like Drew Brees anymore. So, I have to go with the Bucks on this one. I feel like it'll be a pretty interesting game, just last week with the Giants, but the Bucks will probably end up winning.
I know we already spoke of this earlier in the week.
I'll go quick here. I gave my thoughts. The line changed by a point since we talked on our last episode. It's at 3.5 now. Honestly, I want to say, I really want to say that New Orleans are gonna just play to their potential, and prove these doubters wrong. I guess Michael Thomas coming back. It's tough. It's tough to say that though. I'm gonna pick the Bucks in a very close game. Plus the Saint. I might even pick the Saints at plus 3.5. Like, it's that close. It's going to be really fun tonight. These are two of the best teams in the NFL. Let's see what Brady does. I'm excited to see how Brady works with Antonio Brown.
Brady is going to show everyone why he is the greatest quarterback to ever touch a football.
He's already gets number 2 right
already
now,
did
so
that.
he better. Or number 3, actually.
He's done
I'd put him
that
at.
every time he's won a Super Bowl. And this year he's going to win his 7th. Thank you guys for joining.
Wow, what a way to end it.
How about that?
Thank you guys for joining me today. And we have a great day of football. And we'll talk
I'm
tomorrow,
so
and we
excited.
can go over all the
Oh.
picks, and we can see where we went wrong. But I just hope,
Looking
for all
forward
our
to it.
sakes, that the Cowboys lose and the Jets win. Let's go.
I hope so too, honestly.